Good morning and welcome to another wonderful episode of Daybreak. I'm Brandon Krasowski.
And I'm Addison Deal. This week, Point Park staff made a stand to let the administration know they deserve fair treatment. Find out what happened coming up.
Not to mention, the city of Pittsburgh has a new mayor that's making history just by being in office. We have the details.
Let's not forget, our reporters are here to give you the news you need, with Carlo Andreassi's Politismack and Samuel Parator's Sideline Slice.
Plus, as a new addition, we'll also have a weekly campus activities board update. Wake up and smell the coffee, Pittsburgh. Daybreak starts right now.
Welcome back. Here's your campus news, starting with your weekly weather update with Alexa Shawless.
Thanks, Addison and Brandon. This week might be deceiving at first glance as the high temperatures give us a stark contrast to the lows. This weekend, expect some sun for what is likely one of the last weeks we'll be seeing it here in Pittsburgh. This upcoming Monday and Tuesday, we'll get a warm surprise with temperatures forecasted to reach the highs of 63 and 64. Respectively. Don't put your coats away for the whole day though, as even though the sun might be out during the peak midday hours, it doesn't look like it will be lasting through the evening. The rest of our week is unfortunately looking a bit gloomy here, with cloudy, overcast weather combined with temperatures in the high 40s and low 50s. If it's any consolation for the general grayness we'll be seeing, take comfort in knowing that there are no forecasted rain showers or thunderstorms. That being said, still be sure to bundle up because even if rain showers are resting, it does not look like, we will be able to say the same thing about the strong winds. So hopefully you get your coats on and make sure you're all wrapped up warm and comfortable, and hopefully you won't have to go outside all that much. Now let's take it over to reporter Samuel Patron with this week's Campus Activity Board events.
Thanks, Alexa. I'm Samuel Parator, and welcome to your weekly Campus Activities Board update. Looking for something to do up this upcoming week? Well, CAB has you covered. Here are some fun and exciting events we have coming over the next week. Extra details are on the flyers on the screen, so feel free to read more if you're interested. Starting our fall week, we have Mystery Movie Night on Monday night, November 8th. Join us in the Lawrence Ballroom from 7:30 to 10 p.m. for some popcorn and a surprise Pittsburgh-themed movie. Next on Tuesday the 9th, we have a magical and mystical edition of Brown Paper Book in the Lawrence lobby from 5 to 7 p.m. So come and grab a magical mystery book. Kicking off our weekend on Friday the 12th, we have some CAB trivia at Point Perk from 3 to 5 p.m. So make sure to come on out, have some fun, win some prizes, and show them that you mean Quizness. Lastly, on Saturday the 13th, we have our next edition of Point Park After Dark, CAB Rodeo, in the Student Center gym from 8 to 10 p.m. Come travel to the Wild West with us for some line dancing, mechanical bull riding, and more Western fun. That's all from CAB this week. I hope you can come out, bring your friends, and support, and also have some fun.
Thanks for the update, Alexa. You know, we're really getting into those mornings where your hands are just numb because it's getting that cold.
Yeah, and then throughout the day it gets warmer and warmer because the sun will come out.
You know, I just want it to be spring again, and we're not even through November yet, so that's not a good sign.
You got a long time to wait. Now let's dive into the news that matters most, starting with this week's campus news. Everyone knows our beloved mascot, Black Diamond II, but did you know that National Bison Day is November 6th? The Campus Activities Board will be having a Bison Bonanza to get together and celebrate Black Diamond. It will take place on November 16th in the Lawrence Hall lobby from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. There will be cave painting, Point Park merch giveaways, and a visit from a special guest. So come out to show your support and celebrate Black Diamond II.
On Wednesday, October 27th, Point Park University faculty members rallied for a new contract on Wood Street. According to KDKA, union members handed out pamphlets outside of the university to fight for things like wage increases and better retirement benefits. Faculty members had 23 negotiating meetings with the university, but failed to secure a contract. Faculty members have been without a contract since June 30th. At this time, there have been no talks of a teacher strike as negotiations continue.
As Sam had briefly touched on earlier, the Campus Activities Board is holding its monthly bingo event, this time with a unique theme. After the success of the last bingo event, which featured many musical performances by local drag queens, this event will be celebrating the release of Taylor Swift's album, Red, Taylor's Version. The theme of the event will be Music Edition, Taylor's Version. Students will have the opportunity to play bingo and win many music-themed prizes. It will take place in the Lawrence Hall Ballroom on November 18th from 9 to 11 p.m.
So, should we call the bingo Taylor's version of bingo?
I mean, maybe. That's Music Edition and Taylor's Version. It's a little too wordy. I think it should just be bingo, Taylor's Version.
That's perfect. I mean, that's perfect, actually.
Yeah. A lot of Taylor Swift fans on campus, I'm sure.
100%. After the break, we'll tell you how you can submit your own tasty gingerbread house to a citywide contest.
We'll also update you on the results of Pittsburgh's mayoral election.
And don't forget, our reporters are ready to deliver your sports and political news.
Don't go anywhere, Daybreak. We'll be right back. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, and welcome back to Newsnight. Of the student body of the Pittsburgh Public School.
Some of the United States allies.
Thursday, the FBI was seen raiding.
Let's get started with today's forecast.
Today's high will only reach about 31 degrees.
It's looking a little cooler than we've seen in the past few weeks.
All this and more?
All this and more
All this and more coming up on Newsnight.
coming up on Newsnight.
Coming up on Newsnight. Welcome back to Daybreak. Halloween may have been fun, but now the city is looking ahead to the upcoming holiday season.
We have everything you need to know. Here with your city news.
The city of Pittsburgh has elected a new mayor. In this historical election, Democratic Pennsylvania State Representative Ed Gainey won the general election on Tuesday, November 2nd, becoming the first African-American mayor of Pittsburgh. Gainey won the mayoral election against Republican challenger Tony Moreno. He will succeed Mayor Bill Peduto after losing his bid to a third term to Gainey in the May primary elections. Gainey's focus for the city of Pittsburgh will be on issues such as police reform and affordable housing. He will be sworn in to office in January 2022.
The City of Pittsburgh's annual Gingerbread House contest is now accepting registration to participate. A tradition that has been going on for the past 18 years, the Gingerbread House contest is a delightful holiday event that is fun for all ages. There are different categories that people can apply for, such as culinary, family, nonprofit group, and more. This is in regards to who would all participate in building the gingerbread house. The winners of the contest will have their house displayed in the City-County building for Light Up Night and until mid-January. All houses will be displayed on an online platform for audience enjoyment and appreciation of the art created.
Downtown Pittsburgh's famous golf tower reopened on Monday, November 1st after a fire caused significant damage to the building. According to WPXI, the building was condemned back on May 19th when a fire was reported at the building, causing smoke to billow from the top of the building. The fire was because of an electrical issue in the basement of the building. The condemnation notice was removed on Friday, October 30th, enabling the building to reopen on schedule.
A gingerbread house building contest sounds so delicious.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I've never had a gingerbread house, to be honest with you, but I like to look at them.
You never made one or even eaten one?
Nope. I've never actually had a gingerbread man, ever.
Really?
Nope.
You're gonna have to add that to your holiday list this year.
Maybe.
They're delicious.
I mean, I work in retail, so I'm kind of a Grinch, honestly, so It's all good.
Maybe the gingerbread is what you need to get in the Christmas spirit.
I mean, if people would actually be nice in the retail stores, it would be. But I mean, holidays come around and I just become Grinch.
Coming up after the break, we have this week's Ray of Sunshine.
But first, we're going to our weekly sports news with Samuel Patrone, Sideline Slice.
And we'll politismack this week's political news with Carlo Andreassi.
Stay tuned, Daybreak. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Daybreak. This is Sam's Sideline Slice with me, Samuel Parator, here to give you a slice of the action that took place this past weekend and what is to come this week in the land of sports. The Pittsburgh Steelers are rolling currently after a huge 15-10 win over division rival Cleveland Browns this past Sunday. This win pushed the Steelers ahead of the Browns in the competitive AFC North, taking third place and pushing them to last for the time being. The offense still didn't look that great, but it was enough to get the job done. The defense shined once again, being able to get to Cleveland quarterback Baker Mayfield for a total of 4 sacks and stifling one of the best running offenses in the league, holding them to a measly 96 yards. The highlight of the game for me was the insane toe-tap touchdown by rookie tight end Pat Freiermuth in the back of the end zone in the fourth quarter to give the Steelers the 15-10 lead. The Cleveland Browns will look to bounce back as they head to Cincinnati next weekend for another ultra-important divisional matchup. The Steelers will return home to Heinz Field this week under the lights for a primetime Monday night football game against the Chicago Bears. This is a big game, and the Steelers will be in their color rush uniforms for it, adding to what is going to be a great game with a stellar, stiller atmosphere. That's all for Sam's Sideline Slice, and as always, here we go Steelers. Now I'll hand it over to reporter Carlo Andreassi for this week's PolitiSmack.
Thanks, Sam. Welcome to PolitiSmack. I'm Carlo Andreassi. Tuesday, November 2nd was Election Day, and there was one race in particular that was being eyed down, that being the Virginia governor race between Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Republican Glenn Youngkin. Virginia, being a safe blue state which saw Biden win by 10 points in 2020, has not had a Republican governor since 2009. Yet, this election saw Youngkin beat McAuliffe by a safe margin. So the question is, how did this happen? Well, there are several different explanations, with the simplest being that this isn't uncommon considering the current president is a Democrat. As formerly mentioned, Virginia did elect a Republican governor, Robert McDonnell, back in 2009 following the election of President Obama. However, McAuliffe was able to win in the 2013 race a year after Obama's second election. So, could this be a legitimate concern on the Democrats' part? With President Biden being under scrutiny for his withdrawal from Afghanistan, on top of a national supply shortage, his approval rating has plummeted. It is possible that his approval rating, sitting at 43%, has affected overall support for the Democratic Party in down-ballot races. However, it's important to look at exactly what these candidates in Virginia were campaigning on. as it likely reflects the sentiment amongst swing voters what type of candidate they're looking for in each party. McAuliffe ran his campaign with a heavy focus on Trump, noting the faults of the Trump presidency and tying to Youngkin's endorsement of him. Meanwhile, Youngkin leaned heavily into social issues such as law enforcement, the vaccine mandate, and critical race theory. So it seems now that the Trump is out of the picture, the correct strategy is not to keep his name in the conversation on the Democrats' part. And the current Republican strategy pioneered by the Trump administration seems to be working in their favor. That's it for your PolitiSmack update. Now back to our hosts.
Thank you, Carla.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with this week's Ray of Sunshine. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, and welcome back to Newsnight. Most of the student body of the Pittsburgh Public School.
Some of the United States allies.
Thursday, the FBI was seen raiding.
Let's get started with today's forecast.
Today's high will only reach about 31 degrees.
It's looking a little cooler than we've seen in the past few weeks.
All this and more
All this and more
All this and more coming up on Newsnight.
coming up on Newsnight.
coming up on Newsnight.
Welcome back to Daybreak. Before we say goodbye, we'd like to share with you this week's Ray of Sunshine.
In case this is your first time joining us or you need a refresher, Ray of Sunshine is our way of starting your day with a smile and an inspirational quote.
This week's quote comes from the world-famous network owner and former talk show host Oprah Winfrey.
The quote reads, "I believe that every event that happens in life is an opportunity to choose love over fear." I think that's a very noble way to think about things, to always go for the positive, for the loving aspect over the scared aspect.
100%. I mean, rather than being afraid, like, for example, let's say you're afraid of a dog. Don't be afraid of a dog. Love the dog. Who doesn't love dogs? And who
Agreed.
doesn't love Oprah?
Oh, agreed.
But that's it for Daybreak. Thank you so much for watching.
You can catch clips from all our previous Daybreak episodes on our YouTube at UView Television.
And make sure you check out our full episode and all of our shows from UView on our website, uview.pointpark.edu. Tune in next week for the news you need. I'm Brandon Kozowski.
And I'm Addison Deal, hoping your news is good news. Have a great day, everyone.